Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Kenneth Wamburu Jambi, the CEO Imara Land Investments Limited, and I am happy to have a discussion with you this particular time on matters land investment. And in this particular case, having known that land is a very emotive issue, we have seen people investing heavily in matters land, and sometimes people have gone wrong, others have done it the right way, and they have succeeded in life. They have made a fortune from real estate, and therefore it is important to know which is the right way to go about matters land. And in this case, I would want to engage us on the due diligence that you need to do when you are acquiring land here in Kenya. Number one, we always say when you're buying land, visit the parcel of land that you are interested in. Site visit is key. After visiting this parcel of land, number two, it is important to do a search. And here, investors, this is where most people have gone wrong. This is where you have realized that people who never conducted a search and they just went and bought land without doing what we call due diligence, because due diligence is very key in land investment. People who have gone ahead to just buy land and they did not take time to do their due diligence in conducting a search have actually lost their hard-earned money, and we have seen in our country even some people have had their homes even brought down because they are actually encroaching on land that is not actually their land legally. Therefore, to be a legal owner of a parcel of land here in Kenya, when a person purports to be the seller, please make sure you do a search. Ask for the original title deed from the seller of the land, ask for their ID, ask for their KRA PIN, and then proceed to the land registry in question. If you are at Thika, go to the Thika Land Registry. If you are at Nairobi, it's applicable depending on wherever you are. And upon conducting this search, you are going to ask the registry to show you several important things. And one of them is they should give you a green card. Just as the name suggests, a green card is actually a green document or card that you'll find in the land registry showing the history of the parcel of land in question. You want to know from the moment, from independence up to the moment you come into buying this particular parcel of land, how has this land changed ownership? So that should you realize that even the green card is not available, run. Don't buy such a piece of land, because the green card should give you the history of the land. You know how it has changed ownership up to the current owner, and that way you will be well informed to know whether you should proceed with the deal or not. Remember, we always say when the deal is too good, think twice. So if you realize somebody is just telling you, let's do business, and they don't want you to conduct a search, and they are giving you maybe at a very good price, and you feel like, let me just buy this and get away with it, you can never go away with it, because land in Kenya is owned either by the government, by an individual, or it's community land. So you must conduct a search to know whoever is the owner of this particular parcel of land. That is a very important step, wonderful viewers and investors out there. Now, the next most important step after doing the search, you need to visit the county government to know the rates that are applicable to this parcel of land, so that you know if I'm supposed to pay these rates, who is supposed to actually bear the cost, whether it is you, the buyer, or the seller. So know the rates that are applicable to that particular area where your land, or in the jurisdiction where your land is in. Know the rates, and then agree with the owner or the seller who is going to pay these particular rates. Having known that, there is another very important step, I think step number 4. Visit again the registry, the land registry. Ask for 2 maps. One of the maps is the one that is actually giving you the actual area of the land that you are interested in. It's called a mutation. You get the mutation for the showing the measurements of the parcel that you're interested in, the actual measurements. That's the one called the mutation. That is map number 1. Map number 2 will be actually the map showing the surrounding parcels. In this particular land that you're interested in, there are those parcels that are surrounding it. You need to see the map so that you know, is the parcel in the exact place that you have been shown, so that you're not buying land that is in one particular area, yet its location in the map shows a completely different place. So you need to know that. After that, proceed to the most important step in the land acquisition process, the second most important part, I would call it so, and that is the drawing of a sale agreement. Having agreed about the pricing of the land, you need to visit a lawyer. And let me say, we say don't buy land as if you're buying bread. You just exchange money with the product. This is not the case for land. Please ensure that in the land acquisition process, the services of a lawyer have been sought so that he will be the witness for this particular transaction between you, the buyer, and the seller. And this will cover you in future, that should there be any dispute, you will be covered because there was a witness in the name of a lawyer, and you can have your money refunded if there is a problem because there was a lawyer involved in this case, or you'll be able to have real redress in terms of getting your parcel because there is a sale agreement in place. So let us note that that is a very important step. Don't buy land without a sale agreement. After the sale agreement, we have another important step. That is when now we want to know you see a valuer. In the land registry, there are valuers. They are going to take you through the process of valuation of your land so that you pay a stamp duty. It is very important to pay stamp duty for the parcel of land that you're buying. After that, we have now the transfer documents, now changing ownership from the owner to the new investor or the buyer. And at this point, now the buyer is going to receive, or rather, the seller is going to produce the title deed, original title deed, his documents in terms of the ID, the KRA PIN, and also the passport pictures. When you have all this, and also it is very important to know there is another very important document called the spousal consent. You need it very much for the purposes of actually being able to do what we call the transfer. Not forgetting that you need also to get the board. That is the board. You visit the board with the seller of this particular parcel of land, so that the board can grant this transfer. Remember the board the people who sit on the board. We have the commissioner, the county commissioner for that matter, or his representative, and we have the elders from where this parcel of land is. So they know who are the owners of this land in this area, and as they grant the board, they know that this is the owner of this particular parcel. Now, having gotten the board and you have all the transfer documents presented by the seller, now you can be able to have that transferred to you. And again, note something very important here. Don't pay money for a parcel of land in cash. We always say the safest way is to buy land and pay through the bank account. Why bank account? Because should there be an issue that will arise later, you're not saying one will arise, but should there be one, you are covered because a bank transaction can be traced in writing because it was done, an RTGS was filled or something, so you'll be able to trace your money and show if there will be any real issue. You can show in a court of law that this is the money I paid, this is the bank account, and the bank account you paid to should be the name that the title deed bears, so that you are paying the exact person that is selling this parcel of land to you. Having done all this, you can have the land transferred to you. You have said don't pay cash, pay through bank account. And then when the land is transferred to you, the very last step is later you can also do another search to confirm that indeed the land is in your name. Please note, the two most important steps in all the steps I have mentioned are conduct a search, get a green card for this parcel. A green card, you have said, essentially means the history of this land. Number two most important step is let the sale agreement for purchase of land be done before a legal officer, and this is a lawyer. And that way, you shall be safe to do a sure transaction.